Hey, if there's one thing I want you to remember from this talk today, it's this. Facilitation works if you work it. I want to take us back 3 decades. 3 decades. I was a member of one of the big accounting firms in town, one of the big 8. Well, in my last few years with that organization, we started taking a different approach. We came in with just a small group of consultants, and we assembled their team. And we facilitated their team through our process. And they came up with the recommendations. They came up with the things to do to improve. It was their solutions. We come back a year later, 80% of it would be implemented. 80%. Now check this out. When we created the solution, they only implemented 15%. When they created it, they implemented 80%. What is that all about? What are we, chopped liver? What's the deal here? So why? Why? Because facilitation works if? Absolutely. Let me explain it this way. There's Dr. Robert Zawacki at the University of Colorado. He came up with this formula, ED equals RD times CD. Now, I know you didn't wake up this morning thinking, I'm going to do algebra today. It's going to be great. So let me break this down. The D is the same word every time. Decisions. If you want a decision to be effective, it's got to be the right decision. Now, I'm thinking, put a period there. Effective decisions equals the right decision. He said no. He said times commitment to the decision. Now, think about what that means. Think about it. If you're a leader and you know the right decision for your team and they have zero commitment to it, what's the impact, everybody? A big fat zero. Anything times zero is zero. Or if you know exactly what your customer needs to do and the customer has zero commitment to it, how impactful is it, everybody? Zero. There you go. Now, here's the problem. See, what most leaders do is they go into a back room, they figure out what the right decision is, and then they come out and try to build commitment to it. Wrong answer. Can we go with door number 2, please? What's behind door number 2? It's what facilitative leaders know. If you get the people in the room who are impacted by the decision involved in creating it, you automatically build commitment. You do those 2 things at the same time. Why? Because you get better decisions, often faster. Now, here's the kicker, with higher levels of buy-in and commitment. Facilitation works if you work it. So you have to wonder, how come most leaders don't work it? How come most leaders don't do this? If it's obvious, it works. Well, unfortunately, it's because most leaders don't know how to facilitate. Newsflash, someone's written a book, The 8 Core Practices of Facilitative Leaders. Who's the author? Some Wilkinson guy. I don't know who he is. You get the idea. But in the book, it outlines 8 key practices, 8 core things that facilitative leaders do. Now, we don't have enough time today to go through all 8. And so this afternoon, we're going to focus right in the middle, in the heart of the acronym, the SEEDS acronym.